All right, everyone, we're going to go ahead and do this form up together. So if you just want to write each problem on a separate sheet of paper and follow along, that way we're recapping what we did before we left for spring break. So there's a box and there's 3 major tips for simplifying each expression. So we're going to factor the top, we are going to factor the bottom, and then we simplify. So you always want to start by factoring first, not canceling anything out. So let's take a look at this first problem. I'm new at this, y'all. You're going to have to bear with me. So we're going to factor this numerator, and the leading coefficient is 1. So we have what multiplies together to give you -6 and adds to give you 5. That would be a +6 and a -1. And the denominator, we have a difference of squares. We like that. So now we simplify. So that means we're going to cancel out any common factors. So our first answer would be x minus 1 all over x minus 6. Okay, let's go on to the next one. No, you cannot do this. Remember, 7x squared is not a factor of the numerator. So let me get rid of that. And let's do this again. So we cannot really do anything with our numerator right now. The denominator, we have a GCF. So I'm going to factor out a 7x, and I'm left with x plus 2. And then we can cancel out 7 and 7 is 1. X goes into x squared, x times. So our final answer is x all over x plus 2. Sorry, it's rough, y'all. I'm trying. And then our last example is one of those that was a little tricky. So let me get rid of my little box here. So if you look right now, these are not the same. 9 minus x, the 9's positive. Down here, the 9's negative. So these are not the same binomial. So what we're going to do, if you can remember, is I'm going to write the numerator. I'm just going to write it how we're supposed to with the variable in front. And then when you have a leading coefficient that's negative in the numerator, I'm going to factor out a -1. And when I do that, I can check to make sure. So when I FOIL back, that would be -x plus 9 in the numerator. Denominator, well, we now have a -1 times x minus 9 all over x minus 9, and they cancel. So this just is left with -1. So hopefully that's a good reminder of how we simplified rational expressions.